Hey guys, Mike Moo here. Have you heard of the company Seenda? No, I haven't either. But that didn't stop them from contacting me and sending me this thing. This is a light bar. Now, I've done a couple of videos about light bars in the past. I've got some sent from some pretty well-known companies, and they've been known to do fantastic light bars, and they're really expensive. Now, I was surprised when I looked online. I didn't know how much this thing was, but I just looked right now. This light bar is only $45.99. Now, I have done light bars that are super cheap, like about half the price, and I did a review about it, and I didn't recommend it because I felt like the other name brand company does a much better job, but at like 5 times the price. This one is only twice the price, and I think they've hit the mark. This one is an e-reading LED task lamp with a remote control, wirelessly. Controls the light bar and controls the color temperature and the light output so that it matches whatever environment that you're using in. Now, I'm traveling right now. I don't normally travel with a light bar for good reason, because typically it's not something that's really necessary. But this was really not designed to be traveled with. This is something that's designed to be used in the home or on your monitor. That doesn't mean that this won't work on your laptop. So I'm just letting you know I'm going to demonstrate this on a laptop that is notoriously bad in terms of keypad lighting. And I'm talking about this Asus G14. All right, first I'll talk about this a little bit more. This has a mounting mechanism that is fairly ingenious. I think a lot of things that came out recently that's fairly ingenious all use magnets. So it's very simple to mount. This has a weighted base on here that is adjustable, that fits even really old school TVs and monitors. Look how wide that is. I think it's got at least 2-inch clearance. I'll have the specs and details down below linked. But this has a magnet right here that just basically just clips right on. So then it is easily adjustable in angle, basically with the magnet and a little bit of rubber on here that provides just enough friction for it. It's actually a pretty good design. Definitely way better than a lot of the other cheaper solutions. And there's a significant weight, or a big enough weight on here, and a spring loaded mechanism here that then just balances it just right. And here is a somewhat of a sticky, tacky surface. It's like micro suction, so it sticks right to the back of your monitor or your laptop, also just perfectly. Then you can use any USB-C cable that you'd like to power it. Now they include this one. This one is has a little bit of braiding on here, so it's a little bit more rugged than a regular cheapo USB-C cable. And it's a standard USB-A, but you can use anything else. So it's nice and clean. It plugs in right here. Now there is one problem with this, and one recommendation that I'm going to give them is that when they designed this there's a tiny little cable holder right here. That's where it's supposed to slot in. It doesn't seem to fit very well with this particular braided cable. As you can see right here, it doesn't really fit. It doesn't match here. So that's one minor nitpick in terms of cable management. But this just slides right on top of a monitor, and you just plug that right into a USB port. And I think it's, as long as it supports 10 watts, you should be okay. And then this is where it really blows the competition away, particularly with price. This is a rotary wireless controller that controls both the power output and the color temperature. All right, so when I spin this around, I'm gonna point the light up a little bit so you can see. When I spin this around, I can make the light brighter or darker, like so. And then when I press the button, I can change the color temperature. So I can almost, well, not infinitely adjust it, but I can adjust the color temperature. You can see how it's getting a little bit whiter or a little bit more yellower, depending on whatever it is that you want to match, or whether or not you're using your workstation or your work surface during the day or at night. And that's just going to help you with color fatigue. Now I'm being lit by a hotel lamp right now. It's really just kind of a white color. But for nighttime, typically we want something more comforting, and that's going to be a little bit more of a yellower color range. So some other good news, this is supposed to have a CRI rating of over 95, which means it's going to be providing much more true to life color accuracy. And that's really going to be important, just looking at things and just being able to tell what color, distinguish the colors. I'll show you what this looks like on the laptop here. All right, so it's pretty dimly lit right now. As you can see, this is the lowest setting that I have. Turn it up to the maximum, it gets really, really bright. Now the increments are pretty decent. I'm gonna press this button down here, turn it to a white cooler color, turn down the brightness here. And really, you can just get it to be just really dim enough, I believe, that using it at night, it wouldn't bother too many other people in the room. Let's say everyone's working from home. I think the key really is the big difference between this and the other ones is the construction. It's full metal. Doesn't feel cheap at all. You have a full-on detachable USB-C cable, which is not something you get with the really cheap ones. You can use your own cable and replace it as necessary. A lot of the failure points are probably going to be with a cheap cable. And you got this nice weighted remote controller, which is not something that is an option except for the ones that are over $100 to $200 price range. And this operates completely wirelessly. There's no pairing process needed. And if you charge it for 1.5 hours, apparently, it will last at least 720 hours of standby time. So it's very energy efficient, and it also goes to sleep almost right away. One thing that the competition does have that is for a different category is the BenQ one that connects to the laptop actually has an app that allows you to control settings from within the computer system and also pre-program certain settings. This has no such thing. You basically press the remote to adjust whatever it is you want, adjust the color temperature and the brightness ratio, and there's no memory settings here. So I suppose in the future that would be one of the requests, or a future update is to have different memory adjustments so that you can quickly press at a glance whichever type of setting that you like, rather than have to adjust it every single time. Still, really, I think having the remote control is such a big blessing to have that I don't even miss the usual pre-programmed settings that you have, because you don't have to load on any software, and just the granularity that this gets, and the interface is good and fast and streamlined enough that it doesn't bother me too much at this point. Since the CRI value is at least 95, even though I forgot to bring a studio light here to record this, I'm just pointing the light a little bit upward and it's bouncing off the keyboard, and it is lighting up my face right now. So as you can see, the quality of the light is really not bad, particularly for the $45 price. In fact, such that I can see if they create a different mount that mounts two of these on the side, you could just use these for your zoom lights. That was not the intended purpose. The intended purpose was just to light up your work surface and your keyboard. And for that, it does a fantastic job. But I hope maybe when they're watching this, that maybe they'll consider producing two of these smaller that can magnetically attach to the side of a laptop, and then someone can then use that with a remote and then use those as zoom lights or even makeup lights. I think my wife would really like that. As is right now, she doesn't really care about this light, but she did give me the thumbs up about the makeup light. But yeah, so see, I'm adjusting it's so easy to go ahead and rotate and adjust the color temperature on here, and also adjust the brightness. The interface works well. This could be a little bit more sturdier, I would say, but it's just about right. and it's definitely a nice surprise in the $45.99 price range that they're asking for. All right, so in the interest of full disclosure, I did get sent this for review. I did not pay a single penny to receive this product, but I can see right now that if you are interested in receiving and testing free products, they're actually welcoming you guys out there to go to hiseenda.com and go ahead and test free products to help them improve. That's definitely a sign of an up-and-coming company when they're willing to send out the products and hear feedback from you to help them improve, because I can definitely tell that this is something that they have studied the market, figured out how to make it better, like much better, for a relatively decent price, and come out to it with market without having to go to Kickstarter or anything. This is something you'd buy right now. All right. Anyway, if you're interested in this product, please check my link down below. It is available for $45.99. There might be a promo, and if there's a coupon code, I'll be sure to link it down below as well. That's it for this video. Please go to like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you next one. Thanks for watching.